What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to go. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle in the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So look, the title of this video is going to be on the fact that there's a reason why there are names and separations between souls. Is because you just have to be truly honest with yourself and understand that everyone doesn't carry a divine frequency. You know what I'm saying? Some people's souls are very dark and black, and we just have to realize that and understand that. Even though we want to try to, hope that they carry a divine frequency, hope that they elevate and grow, it just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So this video is going to be centered on the fact that a lot of times us as people, as individuals, be banking and hoping and wishing and praying that a person has the ability to change. You know what I'm saying? And I think what people got to realize and face the music in is the fact that when a person moves through life so long being that character, their soul is so far gone that it's almost impossible to get it back. You know what I'm saying? You may think they wake up some days and they're in a good spirit, but that's not what's happening. It's not what it seems. You know what I'm saying? Because if you give it long enough, their true character will show. You know what I'm saying? Their soul is just gone. It's been gone. You know what I'm saying? And what will happen is the fact that they will sit back and steady attack you whenever you get to a low vibration in your life or you go through something. They're sitting back praying and wishing that you fail so that they can still carry on with their tactics and being who they are. You know what I'm saying? Listen, despite the illnesses, despite the sicknesses, like, they still don't care about who they are as a person. What you see is them going through an experience of them actually having to embrace the fact that it's consequences for what they've done, but it doesn't make them sorry. It doesn't make them want to change in a way to where the slightest change could improve their life. They don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Because all they see in their head as soon as something don't go their way is a way to attack you even harder. You know what I'm saying? So when you find yourself going through a bunch of attacks, it's usually because the people that are feeling the consequences of being attacked after their reverse effect, if their attacks have came back to them, are not sorry about what they have did or who they have become. They're just trying to figure out a way to get the energy back to them, which means they will target anybody that has the ability to escape the cycle that they have had them trapped in. It's a cycle for them that they're trapped in for life, and they don't know how to get out. And if you're someone that sold your soul to them by having an invisible cord attached to them, and you became so far gone in your life to where you don't know how to heal, I think the saddest part about that is that when those people pass away, because at some point they will take a permanent nap. I know you love them, I know you care about them, but they're not going to change. You know what I'm saying? Once that happens, they reincarnate in a higher version of their soul to the people around them that is tied to them. You know what I'm saying? Which means that sometimes these people can go from bad to worse. You know what I'm saying? With no intention in sight of becoming better. Like, they sold their soul so far long ago that it's almost as if when a person passes away that carries a certain type of spirit, they almost exploded into a worse version than before, because they didn't know how to heal. That person kept them bonded and attached to their cord, their toxic cord, that they don't know how to heal. You know what I'm saying? And it's days where you feel the energy on the planet and they smiling and ha 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 kikiing. But I'm telling you, that's just a disguise. You know, sit with them long enough, they'll go right back to who they truly are, because again, they do not care about changing. And for somebody like me that operates out of love, a lot of times you can find yourself hanging on to these people simply because you want to believe in them so much and thinking that they can change. Like, you really got it set in your mind and your heart that if I just keep holding on, they're gonna change. That's not the case. If you keep holding on without boundaries, you're gonna kill yourself in the process as well. And what's happening is you're gonna take on that spirit. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, at some point. Again, it's nothing wrong with loving somebody, but learn how to love from a distance when you know that a person is incapable of changing. You know? Because I promise you, spirits are so contagious. That is almost the sickness and disease in itself, that if you keep having that invisible cord tied to them, I promise you, it only get worse. You know what I'm saying? With the ability to not know how to change. And it's almost as if in order for the spirit to completely vanish, you know, they have to take a permanent nap. I'm sorry to say that, but they got to go night-night for good. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the darkness on the planet that has been running it for so long, they're afraid. You know what I'm saying? They're really in deep shit afraid, because if they're not getting cancer or certain sicknesses and illnesses, you know, when you can almost know that your time is coming, you know, when you can feel that your time is coming, yeah, permanent nap, sleep. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm the type of person, I don't wish bad on nobody, but when people don't change and they operate out of darkness, they're wishing bad on you. They're hoping that you fail. They're keeping your situation in a bad situation, hoping that you let it overcome you so that they can feel good about being who they are. You know what I'm saying? And that's the sad part about it. So again, it's almost as if I got a heart. I do. And I didn't leave it with my past. But at the same time, I refuse to allow dark souls to dictate my life going forward. I love my life enough to know that I have a lot left, but I don't want to keep, you know what I'm saying, repeating lessons over and over. And that's what happens when these people don't know how to close these karmic cycles. And I've experienced it a lot in my life. Imagine loving and hating somebody at the same time. But deep down inside, you know this person is the reason you become who you became. So you're tied to them because you love them. But deep down inside, you really freaking hate them for real. And it's almost as if they'll never show you that when this person passes away, how happy they are. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that this person was the sole corporate, you know what I'm saying, in their demise. You know what I'm saying? But again, like I said, you got to take the time to do that healing, because if not, there's dark side of their soul could also pass on if you don't know how to heal. You know what I'm saying? I wish that people had it easy and could change like that. Like, you know, I'm sad you had to live in the darkness for all your life and don't know who you are. I wish that I could drag you to the other side so you can become happy. But sometimes that's just not sometimes. In life, that's just not possible. The universe doesn't make it like that. The only way to weed out that dark energy is these people got to take a permanent nap. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful of that. Like, I'm a type of person, I allow people to show me who they are, and I sit back and I observe, and I'll be like, oh, it only take a matter of time for you to show me that you're still like that. You ain't changed. Nothing's changed about you. You still the same. What you're doing is just talking less, trying to observe the feeling, you know what I'm saying, of how people have good spirits. But then here you go, talking about what happened in the past and how these people got this. That lets me know right there, you have not changed. You know what I'm saying? You don't plan on changing. And maybe you can't change. Maybe it's not set up for you to change. You know what I'm saying? But your time could be near. And that's almost as if a really scary part, to know that you're going to pass away. You know what I'm saying? But you don't know how to change. That's scary as hell. You know what I'm saying? For the people living that life. But again, like I said, just a person that has been able to shift my life into the new version of the world, you know what I'm saying? I have to almost, like, you gotta pay for your dirt. You know what I'm saying? It's consequences to the things that you do. You can't just keep living in the world thinking that there's no consequences for it. You know what I'm saying? So you almost invited your fate. You invite your fate into your life when you target somebody based off of you and how you feel about your life, not knowing who they are, by just judging them. You know, you sign your own damn near death certificate if it's not in the plans for you to grow and change. But I promise you, sometimes people have so much karmic debt. They have so many secrets, so many lies, so many things that they have buried in a chest that has stolen their identity to the gates of hell, that they just don't know how to be happy. All of it is an act. All of it is the greatest actor of the year award. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that it be like that, because most people can't see it. They think, oh, it's some hope. This person might change. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not no hope in that. They are who they are. They're showing you who they are, and they're not going to change, even though you want them to. It just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? If you are having the ability to see people change, listen, salute to that. Pray, and be happy of that, because everybody don't get the chance to change. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they have sealed their fate on the dotted line, and it's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I think truly the only reason why death affects people so much is because there are ties that are tied to certain people that they haven't healed. Once you figure out how to break those chains and you discover who you are, it's not so hard now to process that, simply because a person lived their life the way they wanted to live their life. They did things the way they see fit for who they was and why they wanted to do them, without any consequences of thinking they ever had to pay for that. That's on them. But if you're so tied into having your identity tied to them, you'll take on that pain. So when they pass away, you'll feel like as if it's the end of the world, when really it's not. You know what I'm saying? You still have your own life to live, but you have to learn how to cut those cords. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to think about that. I really be wanting to, like, take everybody. Just pray and wake up. You gonna change. Everybody get to come. But I'm sorry, I'm just not the creator, and it just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? And so you have hope. And you got to realize sometimes having hope could kill you, because these people do not know how to change. They've done so much darkness. They've created so many deeds. They still send darkness to people, even though they could be going through the worst as far as health. You know what I'm saying? As far as mentally driving themselves crazy, they still targeting people, because again, they don't know how to change. They're incapable of changing. Their brain is not wired that way. It's wired to see who they could take down to keep their method of how they think still growing. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way they see life. They see it no other way. So they're trying to cling on to the old reality. And sorry to say, but the world is changing. Whether you want to cling on to the past, that's not going to be possible. You know what I'm saying? In this new world, that's just what it is. So people are going to die. Simple. You know what I'm saying? People are going to come down sick. Simple. You know what I'm saying? Find it in yourself to heal and cut the cord, so you don't pass on whatever energy they have on to the bloodline going forward. You know what I'm saying? For real, I feel like that's the best thing you can do. So try your best to create that foundation now. You know what I'm saying? So you can save it going forward, you know? And that's just a message to everybody, including myself, of I'll be the type of person, I really do, that be wanting to think people can change. So I hold on to them. And when I finally break the cord and live my life, they try so hard to try to get me to tap back in. They try so hard to try to keep their energy attached to me so that they can hope that I take on their karmic energy. I've realized that in my life. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, I have to live for me now. I can't keep living my identity for you, and you, because I'm not being myself. You know what I'm saying? And I think truly that's why death hurts the most, because a part of your identity be tied to that still. And you haven't figured out how to cut the cord to live for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's very important now that you figure it out, because I don't care how good a person may be feeling on one day. Does not mean they change, because changing takes work. It's not no 2-week process. That's just, that don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm still evolving and still growing, but it took years. You know what I'm saying? Not no 2-week process. This ain't a microwave quick thing. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work like that. It just be the energy on the planet make people know what's to come, and they like, dang, it's changing into a new world. I know it's changing into a new world, but I'm still the same. You know what I'm saying? So I'm targeting everybody that's being able to be in this new world because I'm jealous. I don't know how to be over there because I've been living in this dark world for so long. I wanted to stay the same. So the only way I feel good about who I am is to target those people and get them to go in a low vibration so I can feel good on the fact that I don't know how to live in the new world. I'm still stuck in the dark one. You know what I'm saying? It's sad, but it's the reality. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you find yourself clinging on to somebody, hoping that they can change, find it in your best interest to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, I promise you, they're sitting back waiting to try to catch you in a low vibration so they can feel good about who they've always been. That's just how it be. It's sad, but it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You can love somebody, but you can also love them from a distance. You know what I'm saying? I know the type of energy you bring. I can't be close to you because you're going to try to consume who I am. I just can't take that on. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I'm going to be a part of the misery that you created for yourself. You did that. I didn't do that. You did. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's the laws of karma. And that's how it replays out. That energy will still be tailored to your bloodline if you don't know how to cut the cord and then they pass away. You're inviting it back in to the new generation. Figure out how to get an axe and cut it off. Chop it off. Don't let it grow into the new world, and you save your bloodline going forward. You know what I'm saying? Love those people. Cherish them, but they grew up in an era that we don't know nothing about. I just feel like I was a part of both worlds. I experienced it. I know what it's like. That's my shadow that lives over there in that world. I know who that person is. I identify with it. You know what I'm saying? But over here is a new version of me that's tailored to this new world. This is me for real. I had to grow out of that and find my identity, which means I had to have a death and rebirth. And I'm still going through it, but not for long. You feel me? But it's it's exciting. So know and understand, sometimes people are incapable of changing. I hope you know that. You can love, but don't love too hard. You can love, but you can love from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, that energy will be like a parasite to your soul, and you'll carry that energy on. And that's not what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Because as you can clearly see, the universe is in charge, and it's showing us something. Whether you want to see it, you feel it. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.